Lady Rhea, Sedith. I'm relieved you both made it out unharmed. It appears we arrived just in time.
You have our utmost thanks for aiding in our retreat, Your Majesty. I can only apologize for the trouble we may have caused your outfit.
King Dimitri, I cannot express just how grateful I am to you and all the fine people of Fargus.
The honor is mine. Your order provided me with immeasurable aid during my ascension to the throne. My citizens would have branded me a hero.
Given how I returned the favor.
Now it seems we are the ones who owe a debt. The Church shall provide whatever assistance it can to your efforts.
If you see it prudent, I have no objection to placing the Knights of our Order under Kingdom command.
Thank you both. While it pains me to qualify our hospitality, this kingdom is not a wealthy one, neither in goods nor provisions. I fear we may struggle to compensate your soldiers.
You needn't trouble yourself with such concerns. Your generous offer of shelter will be more than enough.
Very well. We've lingered here long enough. Let us make for Ferdiad. There's much to discuss. The Church, the Kingdom, and the battles to come.
2 years ago, I never would have imagined we'd be fighting a war like this.
I'm with you there. But now that we are, you found yourself in a rather favorable situation, no?
How do you mean?
When a war breaks out, every mercenary in the land starts crawling out of the woodwork. And those associates you happen to be working with should be tough enough to take on.
You know who.
Gerald's mercenaries. Yeah, good point.
And then you can give them their just desserts or die trying.
Could have done without that last part. Thanks.
Relax, relax. You know I'm on your side. Our destinies are forever intertwined.
Oh boy.
In that case, let's assume Cornelia has hidden herself somewhere in the Western Territories.
If I had to guess, I'd say either Viscount Mateus or Viscount Gideon have taken her in.
Huh.
All the same, we can't exactly go around unseating every vassal we suspect of being disloyal.
Right. This is no simple matter, but at least we have a firmer grasp on the situation now than we did 2 years ago. To do, send word to House Perderi. We'll need soldiers on their land if we hope to keep the enemy at bay.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Viscount Mateus' son is here with us, while Viscount Gideon's daughter is off serving as a knight in Galatia.
Viscount Matisse' son's here with us. Who?
Under the present circumstances, we only have so many soldiers to spare on domestic matters. It seems we'll have to resort to any means necessary, in which case, I will bear the weight of the kingdom's sins. If slaughtering 100 foes means bringing salvation to 1,000 of our own, I will do it.
As you wish, Your Majesty. And if I may, try not to torment yourself so much.
Ah, how far our proud king has fallen. You sounded utterly vicious just now.
What do you want, Felix?
Oh, not much. I just thought catching a glimpse of your haggard face might put a smile on mine.
Jeez, Felix.
Playing the part of a cool-headed leader would be too much for you. But all this scheming, this calculation, doesn't suit you. Why don't you just give it a rest already?
You think too highly of me. This is who I am, Felix. I've never been anything more than a bloody demon on the path of revenge. I stand here today to lift the burdens of all who perished before me. To see that those who bear guilt for their deaths are held accountable. I will expose whoever I must. Slay whoever I must to see my task through to the end. There is no place for mercy within these walls. And if it affects the safety of my people, then that's all the more reason to strike now.
And here I thought you were finally starting to pull yourself together.
I snuffed out my uncle's life with my own 2 hands. As king and as general, I've killed countless more. I looked on as nearly everyone I held dear perished. I am the one who must take responsibility for their deaths. So rest easy, Felix. The weight of my atonement will not fall on your shoulders.
No point point in trying
Trying to reason with the bull.
Enough of that, though. The city seems especially spirited today. Is something going on?
Ah, yes. Lady Rhea and the others from the church are making an excursion to the capital. I suggest you join in on the festivities before you go. It does the heart good to see our people smile.
Everyone here? Well, let's get right into it. We have to figure out exactly where we stand in this war. As you all know, the Empire has taken the Great Bridge of Murden. The Imperial Army now occupies what was formerly House Phlegathon territory. House Gloucester has surrendered to them as well.
Doubtless an agonizing decision on my father's part.
House Ordelia, to the east of the bridge, has also vowed not to take up arms against the Empire.
We had precious little in the way of arms in the first place. You have my deepest apologies. You don't have to apologize, Lysithea. Count Ordelia did what anyone would have done.
And now Lawrence and Lysithea can't even go back home.
That's not all. After the battle, the Imperial Army crossed Gloucester territory and attacked Garreg Mach. Rhea and the rest of the Central Church have apparently fled to the kingdom for sanctuary.
Then I suppose none of us will be able to visit our old school anytime soon.
I hope no one from the church was hurt.
Now that the monastery has fallen, the front lines are rapidly expanding north. It won't be long before Deirdre is within their reach. And if our capital falls, the Alliance goes with it. We have to stop them there, no matter the cost.
That all sounds well and good. But how large of an army will you even be able to raise at this point?
I don't think House Edmund will be able to send more troops. I'm sorry.
Which means House Goneril is the last of the 5 great lords upon whom we can rely.
I'm not so sure the combined forces of Houses Regan and Goneril will be enough to hold off the whole Empire.
We'll just have to work with what we've got. And let's not forget
Get the hero of Daft now.
But we can't expect much from her in terms of sheer numbers. Any chance the kingdom could send troops?
I doubt they'll have any to spare. They've just started engaging the Empire themselves over in the west of Fargus. And besides, I'm not sure how much we can really trust them. I still have no idea what's going on in Dimitri's head. I might just have a plan, though. For now, all I can ask is that you fight with every last thing you've got.
You can always count on me. And my muscles.
Thanks, Raphael. That unfounded confidence of yours is like music to my ears.
Wow. Well, I mean...
We received a message from Hubert, Your Majesty. They failed to capture Archbishop Rhea. It seems she and her followers have been taken in by the Kingdom Army. They likely make for Ferdiad as we speak.
So it goes. If Hubert himself couldn't succeed in the task, there's little chance anyone else could.
There is more as well. Petra was taken by the enemy. She is apparently still alive, for better or for worse. I fear the kingdom may try to use her to make an ally of Bridget.
Yes, it's likely she won't be coming back. And our stance towards Bridget will require some reconsideration.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Now then, we mustn't dwell on what's done. Our only choice is to look to the future. It seems an all-out war with the kingdom is nigh unavoidable at this point. Thankfully, I expect Count Rowe to join our cause. Having a hold on Aryan Road will surely prove advantageous as the war creeps on, so we stick to the plan. Through Count Rowe, we should be able to ingratiate ourselves to the other lords of the Western Kingdom.
Urgent report, Your Majesty. An army has been mustered at Castle Gaspar in Rowe territory. Lenato, the local lord, has vowed to find and eliminate Archbishop Rhea. He's mobilizing the army northward.
Oh, well, now it's doing his whole thing again, but it was 2 years later.
Count Rowe's tacit approval of these actions has surely brought his allegiance to the Empire to light.
I can only assume this wasn't part of the plan.
It's just one thing after another. Dispatch any nearby units to the area at once. Any lords willing to sever ties with the kingdom are too valuable for us to risk losing.
Skirmish in the fog.
Azure Gleam. Skirmish in the fog. The Holy Kingdom of Fargus grants refuge to the Central Church as they flee Garreg Mach Monastery, in turn provoking the Adrestian Empire to declare war on Fargus. While Dimitri and his advisors strategize how to repel the Empire's assault, they are met with devastating news. Lenato of Castle Gaspar has raised an army against him.
As I'm sure you have all heard by now, House Rowe in the south has declared its fealty to the Empire. What's more, Lord Lenato of Castle Gaspar has set out with the express intention of tracking down and murdering the Archbishop.
I had hoped we could reconcile the matter by using neighboring lords as intermediaries. But it seems Lord Lenato couldn't look past our willingness to shelter the church and has taken the matter into his own hands.
I can't believe this.
Ash, I won't stop you if you wish to return to Castle Gaspar, even now.
I appreciate the offer, truly. But I am a knight of the royal family. My place is here.
So, what are House Rowe and Lord Lenato's soldiers up to? Or the Imperial Army, for that matter?
There's been no movement from House Rowe as of yet. He likely lacks the nerve. Lord Lenato, on the other hand, has set off from Castle Gaspar and launched an attack on Geraint land. Meanwhile, a vanguard from the Imperial Army has breached Kingdom territory. It seems they're aiming to rendezvous with Lenato and join the assault.
Wait, but if they're just a vanguard, doesn't that mean a larger force is going to come after them? We'll never stand a chance if they manage to meet up and form one massive army.
House Galatea is sending reinforcements to fend them off. But our enemy deployed alarmingly fast. I only hope the House Geraint soldiers can repel Lord Lenato and his men long enough.
In any case, we can't just sit here on our hands. They need help, and fast. Let's ride.
You're right, and I'll be coming with you.
The risk is too great, Your Majesty. You should stay here in the capital.
We've already been over this to do. My leadership is needed on the front lines. We'll march west from Karen territory to intercept and crush Lenato and the Empire's forces. From there, we'll mount an attack on Aryan Road. The Rowe army will be cut off from the Imperial reinforcements and fall by our hand. Finally, we'll seize control of Aryan Road and the entire Western Front along with it.
I've asked the distant relative of the royal family, Duke Ivan, to keep watch over the capital in case of an emergency. Gustav will be staying behind as well. So as long as nothing too extreme happens, we shouldn't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, so that's justification. Gustav can stay here, so he's not gonna join us yet.
Most of the big fights are gonna be around Aryan Road, if I had to guess.
No matter what, we need to hurry. We'll be done for if we don't drive them off soon.
Agreed. And my apologies. We always seem to deploy with such haste lately.
It's nothing. It's not like it's your fault or anything. Sure, you're the king and we're your subjects now. But we're your friends before that. We'll do whatever you need of us.
I suppose you're right. Thank you. Oh, and one more thing before we go. I received word from the church the other day. Setheth and his sister Flame will be joining us from here on out, leading a company comprised of Knights of Seros.
Setheth, huh? I'm not the kind of girl to turn down a helping hand, but I can't help but wonder why.
I haven't had the chance to discuss it with him yet. Perhaps you can ask him yourself if the opportunity arises.
That's Blaine! There's a base camp, and there's our main objective. There's 4 battles this time. Sith! He's a cavalier. Previous makes sense. You can now invite allies whom you have attained support of Secret Heart on the expeditions. Attain points to invite them on an expedition. Huh.
Do you have a moment?
Main objective. Oh. We're consistent largely the outside of Poland. The outside is unknown, but they have clearly experienced these places firsthand. A great king in the east of Poland, its territory borders that lesser alliance with precipitous mountain ranges known as Poland's Throat Islands of the Dying Line, to maintain a strong legacy of horsemanship and relish to throw a battle. That king is rich in fertile prairies, deserts, and mountain ranges. Albany, a continent northwest of Poland, is a rich free climate. It is home to numerous rare and valuable species of flora and fauna. The human population there is extremely small due to the intense cold of frozen earth, which is unsuitable for growing grains or fruit crops. Morphus is a metropolis of Matic to the southeast of Poland, as well as a balanced desert that surrounds it. This pass is called Sea of Illusion. The intricate web of train routes, rumors of its profound and mysterious Matic continue to spread. There, to account in southwest Poland, due to its extreme distance Poland, rumors of its relatively unknown world bound. Some clans travel rainforests while others just reach a giant frozen plateau. You choose vast continent stretches far in the north and south and supports a wide array of terrains and climates. I felt alongside my commanding officer for a long time, but this will be the first time going to Castle Gaspard. Afraid Lord of Castle Gaspard is really beloved by his people. Either everyone volunteered and enlisted, the moment they heard Ludown himself was going to fight. So everyone was to Sky High too. That kind of fruit is nothing for me. I figured out why Ludown was starting such a reckless fight. I may hold a grudge against the church because of my stepbrother, but to go start to recruit people that seen his forces. Must mean Ludown's son, right? What's up more about grudge against the church? I found stepbrother to be involved in trying to desecrate and execute him. The church ways to kill them? I get the king carried actually, but the church to me doesn't make any sense to me. Far is terrible because of King Lambbert's assassination, so the church stepped in and judged the perpetrators on his behalf. The church gave no explanation on its decisions, not allowed not to anyone else in the kingdom. That is more in the story, but yeah, I guess I understand the suit of the Lord now. Anna! At my shop, let's going to be at my shop over darn thing. Hi, Anna, I'm just pleasure to make your acquaintance. I finally got there, odds my stock, can you check it back? I do like Anna's design in the Three Hopes, in the Three Houses universe. So the church scholars had to get the territory, everything the invitation account. That is the Empire's place, devoid of anything but wild waste. I guess we're working on some kind of reclamation project. Even I'm glad both us and them are going to help to heal the kingdom. Knight of Saros. Cyril! I could have said, but I gotta head back to the Commons soon. I'm sure so I can tell Lyra about the things that are going in the front. I'll probably end up coming back from time to time on videos for her. How many people left in Commons are elderly, so let me step up and do my best. Everyone wants to see the House Rose power. It's been out of one of the most imperial forces off Olden. We're able to defeat Lord now in Magrid and carry that moment when it was a wet fellow Air Road. We should gain advantage even in the face of the Imperial Army's superior forces. Gatekeeper! Good work, Commander. Let me report today. During me, I used to guard the gate back at Garrick Mach. How are you? But why are you here? You're here to members of the church. Because you came folks saved me back in Halo. I played back in the Adrestia, but so if I'm being totally honest, I got mixed up all this. What's the gatekeeper's duty? Protect the charges. I swear you, I'll lay down my life to defend these gates. Oh, wow. Catherine.
Hey, you.
It's you. I appreciate the assist back in Halo. I think it's Catherine, or Authority Catherine. Well, I'm with Saros. Could be here by my side.
Let's see.
Third Catherine, huh? Couldn't think it. I've heard people say you're straight out of this world. I say, think of leaving, and you have to have a front row seat now that we were playing together. It'll be better than angry words, I'll tell you that. Your guest direct instructions to come help the King Army. First grab the king and took them in, despite the danger. Make sure we pay you the best you know how on the battlefield. Well, she don't officially join us yet, though.
Indeed.
Elor now, he served Roos for time, you see. I heard that Castle Gaspard granted him the recommendation of the Grand Duke. The two of them clashed quite frequently, so maybe it's simply a way to rid himself of a boss and man. Last time I saw Lord Al was at Lambert's here, I believe. It should be that this is how we meet again. It pains my heart.
Welcome. Come back soon. Greetings.
The German forces to the south, the Margrave Keys resides in the north. Petra has another son, Dish and Sylvain. Wait, I shouldn't speak about matters pertinent to other houses. Anyway, curious, Sylvain's a brother? Yes, an older brother named Miklon. I saw myself when I was very young. I heard pretty good things about him, but then a few years ago his family disowned him entirely. Rumors spread that he stopped through the thievery and pillaged his way through different villages. Now then, we had tones that the enemy will employ skilled mercenaries in the coming battle. We will also to prepare for all matters of ferocity. Skilled mercenaries? Oh no. It's Madrid way. It's a highway that connects the Western Forest and Garrick Mach. Castle Gaspard sits on that road. Now there's a castle in there. The dense fog blanks the road, but it ought to be okay this time of year, probably. As with you people now. Ah, well, Bates dying out there somewhere. I think I have been the king after all. Your house has explained all that stuff, though. Should be not run into her. Her? It's a long story, too long, don't worry about it. Freedom music. Owl feather.
Did you hear?
Fair rumor of the Red Moon of Itha. I don't know how much it's true, but one of the Grand Dukes of Itha's surviving retainers plot decides the king out of vengeance. In the morning dark ideas take place. There is headless corpse found laid out in the front of Castle Itha. Sometimes it's fine, does it? Makes me worry if the same thing befall of anyone who pulls the king. What kind of king? What's over in here? Petra! The man's got so much to do, but he still comes to train with us every day. Me and the others folks in my unit always try to take him on. We're nowhere near a match for him. So I do think our teamwork's improved because of it. I've showed best any opponents who are on our level. One thing I know that's trusting your allies' strength is working together is key. Working together is key wherever you do. As long as I have a way to survive, I choose that, always. I am feeling relieved that I'll be fighting the Empire again soon. I can begin my full strength now. Yeah, really, if I imagine none too enthused about fighting for my allies. Yes, how is being inevitable. I'm heading to see my heart. Right now, I'm only focused on the fight in front of me. I can't be fixing, affording to worry about who I am facing.
Time to work you into shape.
I'm going to figure this one out now. Oh, I can start promoting some classes too. Warlock and Grimory. I never played the DLC, so I don't really know much about this whole situation, but... Okay. Let's see, what we're looking for. Normally, I imagine I'd be fighting as a commander for Fargus. Even now, when I see the knight's flag flying through the air, this royal thing watched over me. You don't need to keep an eye on me. I mean, it says Fargus, but I'm not out of the house with them now. It says that the Southern Church is one of the churches addressed as part of the Ceros faith. They apparently had a doctrinal dispute with the Southern Church a long time ago. The little Southern Church and the modern one must be entirely different, right? What do you mean, aren't they the same, or is it the same doctrine? Present Southern Church is actually under the Emperor's command. The bishop abides by the Emperor's dictates as well. The bishop's name escapes by every recall. He's the father of one of our students who was in the Black Eagles. More of the people in the Empire weren't surprised by all the changes around the church. I'd find a little confused that stuff is something I'd taken as a given when still something rejected. I think Castle Gaspar's Royal territory, who is fairly close to Dominic lands. Eventually met Count myself, but I guess I have spoken a tiny bit. He's always going off on his tenants. Honestly, I hate making a very good impression on me. We're fighting Lord now in the Empire's army. That makes sense to face Count Royal next, right? I imagine those open their gates and we lay siege to the castle with a large army. No, definitely not.
Hunger is the true enemy. Come back whenever you're hungry.
Oh, she actually got the Condition Staff equipped too. Condition Staff and Spear of Assault. He has the Spear of Assault, but let me think. I bet his preferences are. Yeah. So he's got Cavalry, but he's also got Brigand too. So he wants to be a Wyvern Lord, but he can't use lances, so he's got a Paladin too. He's got Cavalry line too, so he can still wear the Spear of Assault. It's so goofy.